No force at second. Hello everyone, this is Calvin Castine. We're at South Acres Field in Plattsburgh, and once again they started the game on me a little bit early. Actually, they're late, but the lineup went in the book about 2 minutes ago, and it unfortunately doesn't give me time to get my equipment ready. This is Alan Rock. It's to Joe Poisson in right field. We have 2 down. This is the Press Republican and Phentex, game number 2 in our quarterfinal action. This is the best of 3. Winner here will go on to face the Rigsby's team in the semifinals next week. The game led off with John Musso with a base hit. Randy Senecal hit into a force. Alan Rock flew out. And the batter now, Ben Haley, with 2 outs and Randy Senecal at first. Top of the first inning. The Press leads in the series 1-0. Pitch to Haley. Strike 1. Scott Haskins on the mound for Phentex. No pitch. Time was called. As a strike.
Here it comes. Coming now. Catch, he's gonna go.
Ball.
Good eye, baby.
Hang on.
Lots of bats here now. Let's go.
You ready?
Come on, baby.
Go at him, Scott. Hit the mat. Climb it. Come on, Scott. That's in there. That's in there.
Haley gives it a ride, but it should be playable. John O'Brien in left field will grab it. Nothing across for the Press in the first inning. After 1/2 inning of play, it's the Press nothing, and Phentex coming to bat.
Come on, City. Get him around. You need a runner. Put him on. Right here.
Leading off for Phentex is Mike Gruby, the second baseman. Pitching for the Press is John Hart, the first time we've seen Hart this season. Strike 1. Behind the plate is Jim Garrett. At first base, Ben Haley. Second base, we have the slow roller. Garrett will fire not in time. Gets by. And Gruby will stay put. First base, Haley. Second base, Tom Renane. Shortstop, Alan Rock. Third base, John Musso. Batter here, Gary McGee. Left field, we have Rich Bisso. Left center field, Randy Senecal. Right center field, Ricky Vaughn. Right field, Mike Boyer for the Press. Ball. Joe Poisson, team manager for Phentex, on deck. There's a strike. 2-1. That'll be strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You run it smart there, buddy. You run it smart. Come on, Gary. There it is. Go.
Renane goes to Rock for 1. Now we have Joe Poisson with John O'Brien on deck.
Come on, Joe. Move him around. One down.
Ball. Strike. McGee at first. 1 out, bottom of the first inning, no score in the game. Game number 2, best of 3. Phentex loses, the season is over for him. Ball.
Come on.
Rock. Forced at second in time. We have 2 outs. Pretty play by Alan Rock. He's got his Legion uniform on. He's Legion team uniform, I should say. He's not a Legionnaire as far as I know. And he plays for the Legion in the Adirondack League in West Plattsburgh. And he'll be heading out there before this game is over to compete in one of their games over there. So he's just here temporarily. John O'Brien, the batter. Tim Matat moves on deck. Up the middle. Senecal will pick it up. Batter will be Tim Matat with Scott Haskins, the pitcher, on deck. Rock tosses to Murnane. There's the force. So nothing across for Phentex after 1 full inning of play. It's Press Republican nothing, Phentex nothing. Ricky Vaughn, the batter, to lead off the second inning for the Press. Pitch from Haskins, strike 1. Phentex playing with just 9 players. They have Haskins pitching behind the plate, John Sachs. At first base, Tom Tebow. Second base, Mike Gruby. Shortstop, Gary McGee. Third base tonight, Dennis LaValle. There's a strike. Left field, John O'Brien. Center field, Tim Matat. And in right field, Joe Poisson. O'Brien going back, gets off the fence. And it's going to be a double. Vaughn doubles on a 1-hopper to the fence. And about it'll be the catcher, Jim Garrett. Ball 1. Gets away from O'Brien. Throw to third. He's going to be in there. So Garrett drives in the first run of the ball game and is safe sliding into third. Looked like a ball that O'Brien tried to pick up on a short hop. Tried to get the throw to third. But ended up getting by him. And as a result, Vaughn scores. Garrett gets to third. That's definitely a base hit. I would call it a single. Batter here, Mike Boyer, a right fielder. There's a base hit to left. Boyer will stop at first. Bring up Rich Bissell. Bissell hits it deep. Tim Matat says he's got it. And he does. Throw to second. It's going to be off the mark. One out, and Tom Murnane, the second baseman, will step in now with John Hart on deck. Pitch from Haskins.
That one's good.
Through LaValle's legs. Here's a throw to the plate. Throw to third. You have him at third, yes. Running out, going into third. Boyer scores 2 outs, and John Hart the batter.
Here we go, Johnny. Here we go.
Wait, get another one. That's all we need.
Here we go, Johnny. Here we go.
Ready, Gary? There it is. In the gap.
Taken by Gruby at second. Well, the press picks up 3. We go to the bottom of the second. Well, the top of the third with the press leading Phentex 3-0.
Drive it through the hole. Drive it through the hole, buddy. Let's go.
Scott Haskins, the batter.
Drive it through the hole. Good eye, good eye.
Leading off the
Good eye.
bottom of the second, we finally figured out what inning we're in. Ball 2.
Go, go. Go, Black. You're awful quiet over there. Let's go. Come on.
Tom Tebow on deck. His strike.
You're set now, Scotty. You're set now, big guy. You're set now.
And the pitch.
Go.
Taken by Senecal. Let's bring up first baseman Tom Tebow.
Base it now. Base it.
Strike 1.
You're set, FD. Let's go. You're set now. You're set now.
Strike.
Not yours, FD. Not yours. Not yours.
Ball.
Be patient. When you be patient. There's a stroke. There's a stroke. There's a stroke. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Base hit for Tebow. Coming up Dennis LaValle, the third baseman, with John Sachs on deck. And a pitch from Hart. Short, ball 1.
Keep going. Keep honest.
1 on, 1 out. Bottom of the second.
Go, Denny. Come on, Denny. Good eye. Good eye. Good eye, Denny.
Shadows
Good
starting
eye.
to fill up the infield. Because of the shadows, they're going to, there's a strike, allow the 4 teams that are involved to decide when they will start their playoff games this coming week. Dick Perry, the league secretary-treasurer, was leaning toward 7 and 8:30 for the game times. Out at second, they got the force on close play. Although he said that 7:30 and 9 o'clock could be a possibility also. The 4 teams involved, the league will not dictate to them. They'll allow them to decide amongst themselves
Good eye, Johnny.
what time the games will start. This is John Sachs with LaValle at first and 2 outs. Musso at third, fires to second in time. Nothing across for Phentex. We'll go now to the top of the 3rd inning with our score, the press 3, Phentex nothing.
Here we go, Moose. Here we go.
John Musso, 3rd baseman, will lead off. The liner to Tebow, nice catch. Good catch at Tom Tebow. A line drive off the bat of Musso. Top of the 3rd inning, Randy Senecal, the batter.
Make it 2, guys. On there. Clap it, Scotty. Clap it, Gary. Johnny out.
Strike 1.
Here we go, Randy.
Do it again, guys. There it is.
Go.
Foul ball, says Bob Hall. Umpire Bob Hall, league president, in here umping tonight, donating his time. The league umpires are on strike. Oh, Senecal will step back in the batter's box. Pitch from Haskins. Ball.
That's the one. Here it comes. Baby.
A beautiful drive. Diving catch by Mike Gruby at second. Well, two nice plays on the right side of the infield. I'm having a little trouble with the shadows in the sun here, picking up the flight of the ball coming off the bat. Normally, I'm able to follow it a little bit better. This is Alan Rock. He lines it back to Haskins. Haskins will knock it down, fire to first, and Tebow will drop it. So an error on the first baseman. And the batter now will be first baseman Ben Haley. O'Brien will take it. So nothing across for the Press. After 2.5 innings, with Phentex coming to bat, it's the Press 3 and Phentex nothing. We once again experienced a little audio problem on the field, so we're going to dub in this half inning with Phentex coming to bat. Batter here, Sid Gruby hits the first pitch. Comebacker to John Hart. And we very quickly have one down. Let's bring up shortstop Gary McGee. McGee last year a teammate of most of the Latrimores players, as was Joe Pusson, the on-deck batter. And the Beaumont Pro Shop team. Played in the Lake Champlain League. Ball. And a pitch from Hart is taken again. Ball outside. And Gary McGee's going to walk on ball 4. And this will bring up team manager Joe Poisson. There's the ball. On deck, John O'Brien. Strike. Also on swing at this one. Randy Senecal will haul it in. We'll have one down. Excuse me, 2 down. Gruby also was out. Brings up the left fielder John O'Brien. O'Brien was also on that Beaumont Pro Shop team last year. Tim Matat, the on-deck batter, played for Patriots 2 last year in the Lake Champlain League. O'Brien's green socks here not quite color coordinated with the rest of his outfit. He may have worn the green socks to let the Press team know that he was available. The Press has the green uniforms. Popped up. Shortstop Alan Rock under it. That'll be the 3rd out. And we're going to go now to the next inning. The time is 4 minutes after 7, and there's still a lot of sun out here. So it's very possible that next week's games, that the teams might decide to start the early game at 7:30 rather than 7 p.m. Ricky Vaughn, the batter, to lead off the top of the fourth. He looks at strike one from Scott Haskins. Gets down to the semifinals. I don't think anybody wants to lose a ball game because somebody lost the ball in the sun. Is what's liable to happen at this time of the day. However, in about 10 minutes or so, 10 or 15 minutes, that entire outfield will be consumed by the shadows. Matat couldn't find a handle on it. So Vaughn leads off with a single to bring up the catcher, Jim Garrett. Garrett has the power to put it over the fence. We've seen him do it. In fact, he hit one in that 23-22 game. K&L defeating the press team 23-22. About a month or so ago. K&L came back from a 12-run deficit. They trailed 19-7. O'Brien couldn't quite get a beat on it. Vaughn is going to score, and Garrett stops at second. That makes it 4-0. The batter here, Mike Boye. And a pitch from Haskins, swung on a chopper. McGee to first in time. He did a good job of holding Garrett on. Two outs. That brings to the plate Rich Bisso, the left fielder. Could be trouble. Matat grabs it. That's two. I thought that was three. That's two down. Two down now. And Tom Murnane, the second baseman, the batter.
Come on, guys, get this one. Here we go, Tommy. Still a lot of bats here. Still a lot of bats here.
Liner to Dennis LaValle. A nice grab by the third baseman. And after 3.5, we'll go to the bottom of the fourth. The press leading 4-0. Tim Matat, the batter. He'll lead off the bottom of the fourth. Strike one. Two. A leadoff single from Matat. And Phentex will try to get something going here in the bottom of the fourth. They're scoreless thus far. Bring up the pitcher, Scott Haskins, with Tom Tebow, the first baseman, on deck. It's a base hit. Gets away from Senecal. Matat should score on that. Haskins will hold at second as the throw comes in. Ricky Vaughn backing up Senecal. So credit Haskins with a single. And the extra base on a ball getting away from Central. Batter now, first baseman Tom Tebow with Dennis LaValle moving on deck. Keeps the hitting streak alive. Senecal knocks it down. Haskins will stop at third. We have runners at the corners. Nobody out. And Dennis LaValle, the batter, with John Sachs moving on deck. And a pitch from Hart. Strike one. 4-1 the score. LaValle represents a potential. Lines it to Allen Rock. And we have one out. Batter John Sachs at the top of the order to follow. Mike or Sid Gruby moving into the on-deck circle. Well, gotta run those out. They're not foul till the umpire says they're foul. Down there if it's been a play ball. Ball. As a base hit, I'll make it 4-2. Throw to second, and Tebow just barely back in time. Top of the order now. A potential tying run at first with 2 outs, or 1 out. 1 out. And Sid Gruby the batter. Gary McGee on deck. Allen Rock, regarded as one of the finest shortstops in the North Country. Forgot to pick up the ball. He was looking to scoop it and turn 2. Instead, the bases are loaded. Gary McGee, the batter, potential lead run on first, potential tying run on second, and 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. Could be 2. Murnane having problems with it. Ruby doing a nice barrel roll. That makes it 4-3. Murnane bobbling it. Erase the chance for a double play. We have 2 outs, potential tying run at third. And team manager Joe Poisson at bat. Ball 1. Should be caught. Senecal calling. He'll grab it. Oh, they pick up 3, does Phentex. And we'll go now to the 5th inning with the Press Republican leading Phentex by a score of 4.
Come on, guys, hold it. Hold again right here.
2 lead off. The top of the 5th, pitcher John Hart.
In the middle, guys.
Strike 1.
Yes, sir. Do it again.
Here we go, Johnny.
Let's explode. Got it hot tonight, Scotty. Keep doing it. Come on, Johnny. Hurt. There's pitch. Yeah!
Off Haskins' glove. In the center field, Matat will toss it in, and John Hart is on with a single.
Let's open it up. Come on. Let's get a strike here. Here we go, Johnny. Lock the wheels now.
You ready, Joe?
Wait a minute. Here we go, John.
Batter John Musso now top of the order for the press.
Hit around now. Hit around. Come on. Put it on. Get ready. That one's in there. Go.
It's to the Valley. Gets the force at second. Now we have one down. And Randy Senecal, the batter.
One down, guys. What's that line, Johnny? Put it on the line.
Here we go, Cat. Here we go, Cat.
You're doing it, Johnny. You're doing good. You're doing it. Ready, Johnny. One down. Come on, Cat.
One down now. One down. Here we go. Let's go, Randy. Let's go. Let's go.
Right behind. Good pitch. Right, Johnny.
O'Brien should have it. He does.
Hold it.
Musso in at second. 2 outs.
Come on now, you and Benny.
And shortstop Alan Rock, the batter. This might be his last at bat. He's got a game, I would imagine it's a 7:45 game at West Plattsburgh, and it's 7:18 at the moment. Ball 1.
Keep him guessing, Scotty. Way to keep him guessing. Down the center, boys. That was in there. Go out, 3.
Over Poisson's glove. Matat backs up. And there's going to be a triple.
Come on, Benny. Hey, Johnny. Here you go, Big A.
That makes it
Stay on it, boys. Just stay on it. Come on, Benny.
5-3.
Well, get the ball. You do, big guy.
And Ben Haley, the batter.
Stay out. Ready, Johnny.
2 outs.
Lay it down. Back. All right, now you're set. Now you're set. Come on, Dad.
Good shot.
That's a line shot, base hit for Haley.
Hold it, hold it. No good, no good.
I'll make it 6-3. Single for Haley and Ricky Vaughn, the batter.
Come on, you guys gotta shut him down right here. Squeeze him up. Come on, Rick. Hey, Tim! Stay on him. Come on, Rick. Come on, Rick. Stay on him, you guys. Just hang on.
Pitch from Haskins. Strike 1.
Good. Come on, Big Rick. Come on, Rick. Nice.
Ball.
Gotta have the wheels here, Tommy. Gotta have a little hustle here, Tommy. Come on, Ricky.
Put it on there. That was in there. Nice hit.
High, should be caught. Matat coming in. He'll take it. The 2 across for the press. We go now to the bottom of the 5th, with the press leading Phentex by a score of 6-3. John O'Brien will lead off. Bottom of the 5th, his team trailing by 3. Pitch from Hart. In the middle for a base hit.
Come on, Tim. Big shot.
A leadoff single for John O'Brien. The batter now, center fielder Tim Matat. Matat played for the Patriots 2 team last year in the Lake Champlain League. My congratulations to the Ubald Sunoco team, which is mostly the former Patriots 2 members, for capturing the 1987 Lake Champlain League crown. A 3-2 11-inning win against Samples. Just inside the line. O'Brien had to hold up. Matat chasing him. He's there, says Hall. Not sure if the ball was dropped. Garrett not arguing about it. That makes it 6-4. O'Brien scores. Matata with a triple down the line. Nobody out, and Scott Haskins the batter. Phentex looking to push this to game number 3. Well, Rick Bissell in left field. Nice catch, nice throw back in. Kept Matat put, kept him on third. A 1 out. Tom Tebow, the first baseman, the batter. Looking to get Matat home. This could do it. Senecal will grab and throw. Strike to the plate. Matat would not have gotten too far on that one. So Matat may die there at third. 2 outs. And Dennis LaValle, the batter. Pitch from Hart. Ball 1.
Gotta have that run now. Focus for it. Come on.
Strike 1. Caught by Hart, stuck his glove down and caught the ball. Had to look in his glove to make sure. So Matat stays at third after tripling with nobody out. But he drove home O'Brien, so Phentex picks up a run as we go to the 6th inning with the Press Republican leading Phentex 6-4.
Here we go. Right here. Gotta keep him down.
Catcher Jim Garrett. And I'm going to have a little groundwork here at first. Foul. Off the fence. On the ground, LaValle scoops to Tebow in time. LaValle normally the second baseman, playing third tonight. Mike Dyer, the third baseman, not here. 1 out. And the batter, right fielder Mike Boye. Strike 1. As we're taping this, my brother Sam is in Scioto doing the 3rd and final game in the Little Towns League. Fox Hill Maple and Blue Note going head to head in game number 3 in our best of 3. Haskins will go to Tebow for out number 2. And Rich Bissell, the batter.
Hit it hard somewhere, Rich.
Ready out there, Johnny O.
Unwind it hard.
That's it.
Strike 1.
Keep it going, Scotty. Keep it going.
Throw the ball, Rick.
Nice. There it is.
Come on, Rick. Come on, Rick.
Matat. We'll grab it. 3 up, 3 down for the Press in the top of the 6th. We go to the bottom of the inning. With the Press holding on to a scant 6-4 lead. John Sachs will lead off the bottom of the sixth. His team trailing by 2. We have Jack Daly in the game now as Alan Rock has left. And Boyer is at short. Throw to first. 1 down. Daly has gone to left field. Left fielder Bissell has gone to right center field. And Boyer, who had been in right field, went to shortstop. And Ricky Vaughn, who had been in right center field, went to right field. So little musical chairs on defense. Top of the order here, Sid Gruby. With 1 out, he looks at ball 1. Boyer to first, 2 down. I tested him, and he's proven equal to it. And brings up shortstop Gary McGee. Ball. Ball. Strike. Off Daly's glove. Senecal, nice job of backing up. Throw to second, no advance. McGee with a single will stay put. Off Daly's glove in left field, but Randy Senecal right there to field it. And about it here will be team manager Joe Presson. Potential tying run. Drops in. McGee will hold at second. And John O'Brien, the batter. 2 outs, potential tying run at first. Bottom of the 6th. Phentex trailing the Press Republican. Up the middle, that's through. They're going to send McGee, no. They've seen Randy Senecal throw before. So McGee will hold 1 base at a time for Phentex. They've gotten 3 hits in a row, but no runs across. Well, Tim Matat's going to have to keep the rally going if Phentex is going to score this inning. If Matat goes out, it'll be the number 6, 7, 8, or is it 7, 8, and 9 batters due up in the 7th inning. So Phentex looking to do something now. Strike. Senecal should have it. He does. Matat a little upset. He was trying to keep the ball down, but it wasn't down far enough. And after 6 full innings, the Press leads Phentex 6-4.
Come on, let's hit the ball now. Come on.
Second baseman Tom Murnane, the batter.
Like you know how. Go move the boss. Right here, right here.
Ball.
Keep him guessing, keep him guessing. Nice, guys. Up and high. Up and high. Nice, good go. Good shot, Tommy. Good shot, Tommy.
Base hit. Leadoff single from Murnane. Batter now will be John Hart. No relation to Gary Hart.
Come on, guys, get it out! Get it out!
Strike 1.
Keep it going. You're up on him.
Base hit. Top of the order now with runners at first and second, nobody out. Courtesy runner here. We're going to run for Hart. Tebow gets the force, throw to third. Gets away. Outfield should be backing up. Somebody should have been backing up. Actually, that ball shouldn't have been thrown. But the outfield should be moving in to back up too. That was a ball that had no business being thrown, and the press gets an extra run, and everybody moves up an extra base on it. So it's 7-4 now. Randy Senecal, the batter. Lined off the glove of LaValle. O'Brien comes up firing. Here's a play. He's going to be out. No, the ball's kicked loose. And Senecal stops at third.
Come on, Jackson. Come on, Jackson. Ready, Johnny? Jack, you all right? Let's go.
Well, Bouye knocked the ball out of Sachs's glove. And there's 2 runs across this inning. That makes it 8-4. Jack Daly coming up for the first time in the ball game. He's replacing Alan Rock in the lineup. Ball 1.
Come on, Scotty, burn it. Put it on here. Ready? Foul ball.
Foul.
I got him moved over to the line. Now go to the other side. Come on now. Here we go, Jack. Up and over, Jack. There it is, Scott. Nice pitch. Good shot, Jeff.
Tot grabs. They'll concede Senecal. Phentex playing with just 9 men tonight. Only 3 outfielders. So the usual 4. Well, Daly's out.
Here we go, Benny.
2 outs. And Ben Haley, the batter. Haley looks at strike 1.
Here we go, Benny.
Ball.
That's good.
Strike.
Here we go. Ready, Johnny? Come on, Johnny. Do it again. Do it again. Here we go. Ready? It is.
Ball.
Come on, Ben. Come on, Ben. Come on, John. Get him. Forward.
Ball. 3-2. Count is full. Nobody on base. Top of the 7th, payoff pitch. O'Brien will grab it. Well, Haley flies to left. But the press picks up 3 runs. On top of the 7th. And going into the last half inning of play, they lead Phentex by a score of 9-4. Scott Haskins leading off the 7th inning, looks at ball 1. Strike. Base hit, keeping the hopes alive here for Phentex. They trail 9-4. Tom Tebow, the batter. Unless they get something going, Phentex has only 3 outs left for the 1987 season. And the Press will become team number 2 to advance to the semifinals. In last night's game, Barcombe's TV defeated Mr. Sub 2-0 in their best of 3 series to advance to the semifinals. It is shaping up to be K&L Barcombe's, Press Rigsby's as the matchups. Daly grabs it. 1 down. And that would be the 2 powerhouses from the Lake Champlain League with the perennial 2 powerhouses from the Gentlemen's League before these guys moved in the league. Rigsby's auction, previously known as Hess Gas, always battled the Press down to the wire in the Gentlemen's League, and Barcombes and Beaumont, as K&L used to be known, always battled each other in the Lake Champlain League. And the question used to be which one was a tougher. Strike 1. Or strike 2 to the Valley. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So both of those teams, along with Latrimores, have moved to the Gentlemen's League, and we no longer have to ask who would win because they play each other for the championships down here. Could be 2. It's going to be 1. As is misplayed at short. Again, Haskins, LaValle is on. And the bottom man in the batting order gets the chance for the last out. John Sachs, the catcher. Two outs, runner at first. Sachs chokes up a couple of inches. Looks at ball 1. Ball 2. Pitch from Hart. Strike. 2-1. Drops in. So Sachs keeps it alive for Sid Gruby. LaValle and Sachs on. Top of the order coming up. Sid Gruby, the second baseman, the batter. Ball 1. That should be it. Senecal grabs. A final out for Phentex in 87. We're here on this Friday evening. The Press Republican 9, Phentex 4. The Press will go on and face Rigsby's in the finals, the semifinals. And we're expecting the other semifinals to be K&L and Barcombes.